Hi everyone and welcome to Recipe Lunch. How are you all? Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are in the world and life is good to you. So today's recipe that I'm making is rice with meat. So it's goat's meat rice. So we call it meat pulao. So let's see what we need. So here I have half onion, 3 green chilies, an inch piece of ginger, 3 tablespoons of salt, and so here I have 3 bay leaves, half a teaspoon of black peppercorns, a teaspoon of cumin seeds, and half a teaspoon of coriander seeds, and half a teaspoon of cloves, 3 cardamoms, and 2-inch pieces of cinnamon stick. I have 3 cups of rice, basmati rice, and in this pot I have 4 cups of water and 1 kg of goat's meat. So basically I'm gonna add everything to this, and salt and the green chilies. We're gonna make a broth out of this. This is one part of the recipe, and we're gonna put a cooker on, and we're gonna cook this meat until meat is tender. Because it's in a pressure cooker, and this is a good pressure cooker, it will only take about 4 minutes. So I'm gonna cover this and leave it to cook for about 5 minutes. So while the meat is being cooked, I'm gonna go ahead and soak the rice. So while washing the rice, you're getting rid of a lot of the starch, which is good. So I'm just gonna work this and then take the water out. And then I need to wash this a few times until the water runs clear. So this is the 4th time I'm adding water, and it looks a lot clearer now. So we let this soak for about half an hour. I mean, every basmati rice is different. From different countries it can be different. Some take 2 hours to soak, some you need only half an hour. This one, because I've been using this brand for years, it only takes half an hour. So for the rice, the next step, we're gonna need again some cumin seeds. I've got half a teaspoon, 1 cardamom, you can add 2 if you want a lot of flavors, and some peppercorns, a few cloves, 1-inch piece of cinnamon stick, some ginger, and 3 green chilies. So once the meat is cooked, we also will need some onion. We're gonna brown this onion, add the spices, and then we'll add the meat and brown the meat, and then we use the stock from the meat to cook the rice in. And we need about 4 to 5 tablespoons of oil. So here I am thinly slicing the onions, very fine, very thin, like so. So I'm going to add the onions to this pot, and we're going to brown these light brown. I'm going to add oil. So I've just got the oil in there, and that's fried. I mean, at the same time I'm gonna peel the ginger and cut into small julienne pieces. So I'm starting to fry the onions. So for every 1 kg of meat, it's about 1 kg of rice, or if you'd like a lot of meat, then maybe half a kg. But I prefer equal amount. So we're just gonna go ahead and fry this. So the pressure has started to go now. It's on high. So I'm gonna cook this meat for about 5 minutes. So this pressure has been lifesaver. It really is quick, fast. It does the meat in less time than my other pressure did. Sometimes it will even take longer in there. You know, the same amount of meat would take about 15 to 20 minutes. In this it's roughly about 5 minutes. And I think you can start to hear it's going off now. So always remember the pressure safety. Some things tend to boil a lot, so it might touch the lid of the pressure and it might block. So you know what you're cooking, and remember to be safe. If you find this too much oil, after you fried the onions, you can always take the oil out, which I tend to do sometimes. So we're going to fry the onions on a very low heat. So the onions are coming up nicely, and we're going to go ahead and add the ginger and the green chili. So be careful with the green chilies. When they're in oil, they tend to burst. So it's best if you cut them a little bit. Like so. You can do it beforehand. I tend to do it in the pan. It can be very dangerous. So this is the colour. We want it slightly darker. So I'm just going to continue to fry. What we're looking for is the flavour of the onions. By frying them dark brown, you get flavour as well as the colour that we want the rice to be. So this is looking good. I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of the spices and then fry for a few minutes. So now we will add little water to soften the onion. And this is the colour that we wanted. So we'll just cook for another minute. So the onions are nice and soft. So I'm just going to wait for the meat now. I'm just going to switch off the pressure cooker and wait for it to cool down. The good thing is there is a pressure release here, this button. So if I do this, it's just really, but I'm going to wait. The pressure is slightly cool, so I'm going to just release some of the steam. Nice and slow. I mean, you can put it under cold water and that will cool it down as well. So the aim is just to cool the pressure down. So as you can see, this is coming down. So now we're going to go ahead and open the pressure. And this looks ready. So here I have a sieve and a bowl. I'm going to put all the meat and the liquid in there, the broth. So here I have the onions pan on, and one by one I'm going to take out the meat and put it in there. I'm going to fry the meat for about 5 minutes to get rid of any smell of meat and also to brown it a little bit. So the meat is all in there. We're just gonna fry this. So here I have the broth and the onions that's come out. We're gonna discard these. I'm just gonna keep the broth. This pulao is often made at festival times or special occasions, weddings, parties. It is very tasty. As you can see, the meat is changing its colour. We're going to continue to fry this. So for every cup of rice, you need 1.5 cup of water. So the meat is fried. I'm going to go ahead and add the broth to it. So I've got 3 cups of rice. So I need 4.5 cup of this broth. And if you find you haven't got enough, you can always add a bit of water. So that's 1, 2, 3. So basically I've got enough. So I'm gonna add, that's 4.5. So the rice water I'm gonna strain out. I'll just do it this way. Make sure there's no water because otherwise the rice will be very mushy. Now I'm gonna go ahead, because the water is boiling, the broth, I'm gonna add the rice. Stir the rice in, mix it well, very gently, very softly, and let it cook. At this stage you can check the salt. So I've just checked the salt fine for us. We're going to let it boil. Once it starts to boil, we'll boil it without covering for about a few minutes until you can see the rice, and then we'll put it on simmer for about 10 minutes. So as you can see, the rice has started. You can see the rice now. So we'll cook it for another about 2 minutes. There's too much liquid. So most of the liquid is dry, the broth. So we're gonna put it on simmer. Leave it as it is. Put the heat on very low and cover. And leave it for about 10 minutes. So it's been 10 minutes, let's check. This looks really ready. Look at this. Every grain is separate, and this is what we wanted. So I'm going to dish this out and I'll show you. So look at this. Every grain of rice is separate. Look how long this is. There you have it, everyone. Goat's meat pulao. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please like, subscribe and share with your family and friends. Thank you so much for watching. Bye everyone. The meat is so nice and tender. Breaks in your hands. This is how we wanted it. Thank you so much. Bye.